Dementia 15. A young girl walked into an obscure drugs emergency unit somewhere in Eastern Europe. She staggered unsteadily, bouncing off the walls and collapsed among the users. Corridor was a harrowing sight. White and blue vinyl tiles lay wall to wall. The addicts were huddled and shaking. A fluorescent tube light flickered, fizzing and buzzing. An old ceiling fan whirred. Scattered around lay grimy stretchers, overloaded with bodies and covered in vomit. At the far end of the hall lay old metal gurneys from the war. That wing had long since been closed. Its grim past would remain a secret. It was to that end that the long black-haired girl crawled. She seemed drawn to the stained glass windows with the image of Dante's Inferno. The girl clambered onto a gurney and the convulsion after convulsion of a drug-induced seizure befell her. She flailed her arms, showing the tracks of drug abuse. Her body was a wreck. On her left cheek below her eye lay a couple of black tear tattoo inkings. The girl's wrists bore the scars of suicide attempts and years of self-harming. Such a shame the girl had gotten into that world, and now she lay dying a most agonizing of deaths. Her kicks and fighting slowly petered out as her life drained from her. And now she was left all alone to die. Such humiliating and undignified death. There was not one soul there to shed a tear for her. She'd just be another statistic in the fight against drugs. That same evening, a bedraggled and ravaged girl walks into Dementia 15 ward, Bilitz-Hellstatt Sanatorium Hospital in Brandenburg, Germany. No one seemed to see her, except the middle-aged woman in bed 15. The girl made her way down the ward dressed in a white nightdress, brushing her long hair out of her eyes. Her skin was white and her lips pale and cracked. She made her way, slip-slapping bare feet on concrete floor, to one of the empty beds. She walked over to the bed. The middle-aged woman's eyes were transfixed but vacant. The girl collapsed on the bed. The woman said, "What has happened to you, child?" Her retort was husky and creaked. She tells her, "I've overdosed on drugs." The woman inquired, "Why is no one seeing you?" The girl grins and says, "I don't think they can see me. I think I may be dead." There was an awkward silence. Then the woman says, "Come, child, I see you." The girl looks at the white stick next to the woman's bed. Her eyes are glazed, focusing straight ahead, and said, "You're blind and in a dementia ward." The woman went silent. The girl seemed cruel, but she was right. "Sorry," said the girl. "I'm not too good with people, but it's nice that someone sees me." The woman flapped at the air, searching for the girl's hand, but the girl had gone. She whispered in the woman's ear, "I'm here." It startled the woman. She jumped, causing her a bit of commotion. The girl went on to say, "I was wrong inside. If I cut myself open and my innards dropped all out, All you would see in my carcass beyond the flesh is putrid, dark, meaty lumps spewing on the floor. And I see dead people. The woman said, I'm very ill. I have cancer. Why do you keep trying to scare me? I cannot help it. I'm a bad seed. The woman spoke. You mean like in the old Aesop fable? When the scorpion stings the frog halfway across the river, leaving them both to drown? And when the frog asks, why did you do that? The scorpion says, I couldn't help it. It's in my nature. The woman spoke again, sternly. So you're just plain bad then, are you, girl? She said, my name is Eliza. The woman said, such a pretty name for such a girl like you. I don't like it. Anyway, my name's Claudia. The girl grunted. The woman said, what's the last thing you remember, Eliza? Eliza answered, I remember a car, a big black car, and a crash. The other two are dead? The others? You are here of an overdose, Eliza. The girl stared into the void. She looked numb. I don't understand. I saw them die. Things will seem clearer when you get that rubbish out of your body. Don't judge me, bitch! Eliza snarled ferociously. Her eyes went like shiny black marbles. She sprung to her knees like an animal in for the kill, hair scattering everywhere, nightdress flaring up, ragged nails showing. It scared Claudia. This girl had a split personality. One moment she seemed vulnerable, next, like a demon. The thing that was scary was that she did not know what Eliza she'd be getting. Claudia said, You said you see dead people? She mused. You see me, and I'm not dead. Not yet, Eliza replied coldly. The night drifted by and they spoke more, but Eliza was becoming increasingly volatile. The woman yawned and said, I'm tired. The manner of the girl had taken its toll. Eliza said, Everyone leaves me. Claudia gave her one last good night, and Eliza never responded. She just rolled on her side, her back facing Claudia, showing her disgruntlement of the woman's need to sleep. Later that night, Eliza sat on the edge of her bed, chanting to herself, Oh, you'll sleep all right, Miss Paleness and Lights. The girl parted her scraggly back hair and mopped her brow. She grinned devilishly and emptied a sachet into Claudia's water jug that lay on the bedside unit. A wheezy giggle rising to a manic crescendo echoed all around. But still, no one saw her. Next morning, as the nurse came over, she found Claudia passed on, with a gaunt terror cast on her face. The nurse composed herself, thinking that she had never seen the likes. She would never forget that face for as long as she lived. The bed next to Claudia was empty now. Eliza had moved on. Just a shredded whispering noise could be heard, and then silence.